I am now in Torres Alpine National Park in Chile. I crossed the border yesterday from Calafate to Puerto Natales. And for Puerto Natales is the main way to go to the national park. I am doing the W track. There is another O track, so there are two main routes actually you can take. The W track you can do from east to west or from west to east, and the O track is like a circle. So as you can see on the map, like the O track also takes of course a bit longer. It can take about 8 days or 7 days if you're fast, or 9 days if you're a little bit slower. That one is a real challenge, and actually I tried to book it but everything was fully booked. I didn't have to set up a tent because there were no spots available for setting up a camp. So I have like a pre-made tent which is not ready yet. I'm waiting for some people I've met until they have set up their tent, and then we're gonna climb the first mountain. So yeah, we're gonna do actually a 4-day hike, 3 nights sleeping, 4 days in total. And it's gonna be tough, definitely when I have to walk tomorrow 4.5 hours with the big bag. But we're gonna see how it is.
Both routes have campsites, some refugios and even some hotels. The difficulty is that there are 3 different owners: Las Torres, Vertiz and Conaf. This makes it difficult planning because you have to match the dates with all of them. The best website I could find and used was bookingpatagonia.travel. Here you can easily choose between the different options and the different campsites. They will then book your tickets at the various camp owners, bus ticket and national park tickets all at once. You can choose different options as to how many days, which campsites to use and thus how far you will walk per day. A pretty good map as well.
At the moment we arrived there, we had still a little bit of visibility, then a lot of clouds came, so I think we're just in time. And yeah, there was no opportunity to see more. What I do like about the way back now is that the visibility has improved here, so you can see a lot more in the valley, which is really beautiful. Look, you can see the lake and all the mountains behind there. Quite a lot of people on this trail, because a lot of people also just come by bus for 1 day hike and then they just return, so we call them day people. But nonetheless, it was a nice hike because you first climb up some mountains, then you go to a forest, and then you have to climb a rocky, snowy mountain. So yeah, definitely like this one. Alright, so one thing you have to know, in Patagonia you have to book everything in advance. Do like 3-4 months in advance. I didn't, I just booked this like 1.5 weeks ago. So that ends up that you have to make some compromises, because sometimes there is like no camp spot available and had to move some dates. So eventually I ended up that there are like 2 spots I couldn't camp with my own tent. I don't have a tent anyways, but I would have to rent it. So one was only like a pre-made tent available, and the other one was only a refugio, dorm room. So that's why I decided to do just all of them with pre-made tents. So this is my tent, actually. It looks quite nice. I'll just open it up. I already have my sleeping bag, just walked back, and it's quite a nice mattress. There's a lot of space for my backpack next to me, which I can hug with. So that looks quite nice. Good morning, horsey. The next day, I forgot to record yesterday what I've eaten. It was a nice psalm, took some pictures. But now it's on to the next hike. Now I have to carry my big backpack to the next campsite, which is quite a long distance, 15 kilometers. So yeah, that's gonna be heavy. Waiting for the other guy till he's finished with packing his stuff, and then we're going. Another horse here.
I'm wearing a normal t-shirt, a Patagonia hiking pants, a warm sweater and my rain jacket. So what do I have in my backpack? I will list it here for you. Rain pants for when it really starts raining a lot. Thermo shirt and pants for when it gets really cold. I was wearing the pants yesterday. Another warm jacket, another normal sweater, underwear, socks and more t-shirts. Backup normal jeans for evening or when my current pants get too wet or smelly. A water bag for the hikes where I don't need my big backpack, which contains some electronics or things I don't want to leave behind. A headlight, a rain cover for the backpack, sleeping mask and earbuds, spoon and fork, a knife, toiletry bag with the usuals and band-aids, towels, money in cash for the boat trip and the things to buy along the way. Really, don't forget cash, you really need it. In terms of food, I'm not the best one in prepping the food. I brought some carrots, boiled eggs, bread, meat for on the bread, cookies, protein bars and pre-made pasta because on the next campsite there is no option for dinner. Obviously you can bring your own cooking gear and cook dinner every evening. I decided not to this time, simply because I'm new to multi-day hikes and kinda would like to enjoy a nice served meal after a long day of hiking. Halfway, me and the other guy encountered a Swiss woman who joined us for the hike today. It's really nice meeting random people and just hike together, although it's just for a day or two.
Almost at the first campsite we're going to encounter. That's not mine yet. I have to walk a little bit further to Frances. And we've actually decided to dump our backpacks and thereafter go climb Britannico already. So yeah. Alright, so on to the Britannico viewpoint. It took us 5 hours to go from Torres Central to Frances, with some stops in between.
Just as me, she was also late with booking and thus only had space in Las Torres and in Pine Grande, so she actually didn't have a sleep spot in between like I do. Obviously you can take it slower, doing the trek in 4 days like me or even in 5 days. Campsite Italiano is closed though, but the others are perfect for more sleeping spots in between to adjust to your own pace.
So we made it to the Frances Mirador lookout and we have just an amazing panorama view around me, mountains all around and an awesome lake view there and then just this glacier again, so oh man, it's amazing here. It's now 200 meters climb and about 3 kilometers to Britannico and that's going to be another viewpoint, so it's that direction. Let's see what's up there. Made it. And another nice panoramic view. So yeah, that's really sick. Pretty nice view. It was worth it, but I'm completely destroyed and I still have to go back. So. Made it back, and here's my tent. It's a little bit smaller, but still okay. Walking back was really exhausting. Alright, so another day. I slept quite well, but it was still a hard mattress, so every muscle still very painful, and especially now the muscle pain is coming from yesterday and the day before, so it's perfect to start a hike with. What I also noticed by now is that on every campsite I could get like very hot water, either in the restaurant where you're eating or at the campsite itself. I didn't think about it because I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna bring my cooking gear, so I don't have any hot water, so it's no point in bringing like noodles or soup or tea bags with me. So yeah, that's something I noticed, like I should have brought at least that, you know, something warm. So yeah, now we're gonna do the hike. It's 10 kilometers according to one map, and just depends on what map you look at, so it'll probably take about 5 hours with the whole backpack again, so that's quite long, but at least we don't have to climb Britannico today, so I think that's good.
So if you don't want to bring your own cooking set either, do know you can bring food that comes in a bag which just requires adding hot water. In Puerto Natales you can get a lot of things. The stores are filled with prep food for hikes and also rental shops for tents, mattresses and cooking sets.
And now I'm really happy that we went yesterday, because it's very cloudy this morning. We can't see the tops of the mountains, so kind of smiling a little bit like, yes, I made the right decision to do it yesterday. Weather was better yesterday. There are more people coming against my route, because a lot of day hikers actually come by bus and boat to Pine Grande, and then they do the day hike to Britannico, which I did yesterday, and then they just go back to Pine Grande and take the bus back in the evening. So yeah, that's something you could also do. If you just went to day hikes, you can also visit actually all the W tracks, the W highlights, so to say, without having to sleep.
That also explains how it is possible to do the W track from the west to the east or east to west. There is a boat leaving at a certain time which will take you to Salto Grande, from where the bus will take you back to Puerto Natales, or the other way around. Knowing this does make the W track a little bit less interesting to do on a multi-day hike. You could simply go one day via Las Torres and one day via Pine Grande to the park. Therefore, if you are really into camping and multi-day hikes, then the O track is something that I would really recommend to you. Definitely you will only encounter other like-minded people and no day hike people for most of the trek.
What do I see there? I see Pine Grande. Look, cute houses and some tents. Campsite next to the lake. Ah, it's really beautiful here. I made it to Pine Grande. It's now 1 o'clock, so it took me 3.5 hours. I think it can be done way faster. I think if I would just keep going it would be 2.5 hours, but yeah, I really like to enjoy the nature for one time, because the last few days we were kind of running up on the mountain, not really enjoying the view to it, and when we were at the point it just takes like 5, 10, 15 minutes maybe and then we go back already, because yeah, of timing or whatever. So sometimes I had something like, guys, are you guys actually enjoying the view while you're walking up? Because if you walk fast you just have to look down, because the ground is always like unstable and you don't want to twist your ankle. So yeah, I actually like this day. Today I'm not camping actually. because there were no campsites available. So I'm staying in a refugio, or a dorm room actually. That looks quite convenient. That's nice. Hi. Hola. And there we go. We have our simple bed. And I rented a sleeping bag for 17,000. So yeah, gotta have something to sleep on, right? So, my last day today. The sleeping in the bed was very welcoming, very nice. I slept so well. My god. Yeah, I kind of feel energized to do the last hike. It's gonna be 11 kilometers one way and then 11 kilometers back. What I started to like the most about this park is that the scenery changes so frequently. Like now I'm walking in the forest. Back then I was walking on the edge of a little hill or mountain. So like the views change constantly, so that's quite entertaining, so to say.
What I also like about the park is that everyone can come in with all different kind of expert levels and comfort levels. If you feel like you can't walk a lot of distance per day, sleep on more locations. If you don't want to prepare your own dinner, eat at a restaurant. If you didn't bring enough food, buy something along the way. Or entirely the opposite, if you want to do everything by yourself and carry everything for the whole trip, test your limits and do the O-Trek. Cook your own food, filter your own water from the rivers and so on. Price wise though, don't expect this will be cheap. Even if you bring your own tent, it will cost between $25 and $35 for a camping spot. $32 to $44 for an evening meal, $35 for the park entrance fee, and a dorm room costed me $59 in Pine Grande. So yeah, like I said in the last video, El Chatén is cheaper on the Argentina side. Perhaps check that one out if you haven't seen it already, if you're shocked by the prices now.
I made it to the viewpoint. It took me 3 hours and 50 minutes to get here. So that's quite good, I think. Right, so now you have seen all the 3 points. Which one did you think was the most beautiful? I'm still doubting. I mean, this one is probably on place number 3. But I'm indecisive about Britannico and the first day. I'm not sure. What do you think? Or did you just think the hike between, was it Frances and Pine Grande was nice? I think that was also a very nice hike. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm gonna close this video off right here. I think it's not that interesting to see me humbling back to the campsite. So I hope you liked it. I tried to combine a little bit more of the luxurious and a little bit more of the camping. I know I didn't do all the all the things you would normally do only if you go camping. So I find kind of a balance between both of them. I hope you liked it.